Everything you thought you knew about success is wrong. Yes, you heard me right. The real key to being superior to 99% in anything isn't just about what you do, it's about how you think. And this is where Stoic philosophy comes into play. Before you jump to any conclusions, stick around, because what you're about to discover might just change the entire trajectory of your life. Let's be honest, most of us are constantly searching for that magic bullet, the secret to getting ahead in life, achieving our goals, and finding fulfillment. We read books, listen to podcasts, attend seminars, and follow all sorts of advice, hoping to find that one thing that will make everything click. But what if I told you that the secret isn't found in the latest trend or the hottest productivity hack? What if the wisdom you need has been around for over 2,000 years, hidden in plain sight, waiting for you to uncover it? Now, before you dismiss Stoic philosophy as just another ancient relic, let me ask you, have you ever felt trapped in an endless cycle of stress and anxiety? Have you tried to improve at work, in your relationships, or even with your finances, but you just can't seem to make progress? Maybe you felt like you're on a treadmill, running and running, but never getting anywhere. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. The truth is, what you need isn't more effort, it's a new perspective. And that's exactly what the Stoics offer. The Stoic perspective, the first secret to superiority. Let's start with the foundation of Stoic philosophy, perspective. The Stoics believed that seeing the big picture, the forest instead of just the trees, is essential for anyone looking to master their life. This ability to zoom out and view your life from a higher vantage point can be the difference between success and failure, happiness and despair. As Winston Churchill once said, "A man is as big as the things that make him angry." How many times have you let yourself get upset over something small, something trivial? And how often has that anger clouded your judgment or led to decisions you later regretted? Imagine this, you're driving to work and someone cuts you off in traffic. Instantly, you're furious. Your heart rate spikes, your hands grip the steering wheel, and you start muttering under your breath, or maybe even shouting. But what if, instead of letting that anger take over, you could pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, is this really worth my energy? Will this matter in an hour, a day, or a week? That's the power of perspective. By taking a step back, elevating your view, and seeing the bigger picture, you can deflate those problems that seem so massive in the moment but are, in reality, quite insignificant. But let's be real, applying this technique isn't easy. We're creatures of habit, and we're often stubborn in our interpretations. We cling to our narratives, our judgments, because they make us feel in control. It takes practice and patience to change this mindset, but once you master it, positive reframing becomes your best ally against confusion, discomfort, and unnecessary stress. And here's the kicker. When you learn to control your perspective, you also gain control over your emotions. The Stoics believe that our emotions are not dictated by external events, but by our interpretations of those events. In other words, it's not what happens to you that matters, it's how you interpret and respond to what happens. This is where the real power lies. When you change your perspective, you change your reality. Focus on what you can control. The second secret. This brings us to the second secret of Stoic superiority, focusing only on what you can control. How many times have you found yourself worrying about something completely beyond your control? It's exhausting, right? And yet we all do it. We worry about what other people think of us, about things that have already happened, or about what might happen in the future. But here's the truth. None of that is within your control. And the Stoics knew that this is one of the biggest wastes of time and energy. Think about this for a moment. Imagine you're standing at the base of a mountain, looking up at the peak. You want to get to the top, but you're weighed down by a massive backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents something outside of your control, other people's opinions, past mistakes, future anxieties. As long as you carry that backpack, the climb will be slow, painful, and maybe even impossible. But what if you could take off that backpack, leave the rocks behind, and focus only on the steps you need to take to reach the summit? Suddenly, the climb becomes easier, more manageable, and maybe even enjoyable. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom. Let go of what you can't control and focus on what you can. When you do this, not only do you reduce stress, but you also increase your effectiveness. You free up mental and emotional energy that can be directed toward what truly matters: your actions, your decisions, your mindset. But here's the thing. This isn't just about reducing stress. It's about becoming unshakable. When you focus only on what you can control, you become like a rock in the middle of a stormy sea, steadfast, unmoved by the waves crashing around you. And this is where true superiority comes from, not from dominating others, but from mastering yourself. Imagine how different your life would be if you could consistently apply this principle. How much time and energy would you save? How much more productive, peaceful, and fulfilled would you be? The Stoics understood that the key to a successful life isn't found in controlling the world around you, it's found in controlling how you respond to the world. The power of a journal, an ancient technique to organize your mind. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful yet underestimated habits in Stoic practice: keeping a journal. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors, made it a daily habit to write and reflect. His journal, known as the Meditations, is still studied today for its deep insights and practical wisdom. But here's the thing. Marcus wasn't writing for anyone else, he was writing for himself, to organize his thoughts, clarify his values, and keep himself grounded in Stoic principles. You might be thinking, journaling sounds nice, but does it really make a difference? Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the sheer number of thoughts racing through your mind? Have you ever struggled to make sense of your emotions or to figure out what you really want? If so, journaling could be exactly what you need. When you write down your thoughts, you externalize them. You take them out of the chaotic swirl in your mind and put them onto paper, where you can examine them more objectively. This process not only helps you gain clarity, but it also allows you to distance yourself from your emotions, to see them for what they are: temporary, fleeting, and often misleading. But journaling isn't just about gaining clarity, it's also about taking control of your narrative. The Stoics believe that we are the authors of our own stories, and journaling is one of the most powerful tools for shaping that story. By regularly reflecting on your thoughts, actions, and experiences, you can identify patterns, set intentions, and make adjustments that bring you closer to the person you want to be. Here's how you can start each morning. Before you dive into the busyness of the day, take a few minutes to write down your goals, intentions, and the values that will guide your actions. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve today? How do I want to show up in the world? What challenges might I face? And how can I prepare for them? This simple practice can set a powerful tone for your day, helping you stay focused, intentional, and aligned with your highest values. And in the evening before you go to bed, take a few minutes to reflect on your day. What went well? What didn't? What lessons did you learn? How did you respond to challenges? And what could you do differently next time? This evening reflection not only helps you process the day's events, but it also prepares you for tomorrow, giving you a clear sense of direction and purpose. But here's the catch. While journaling is simple in concept, it can be difficult to sustain. It requires discipline and a willingness to confront your thoughts and emotions head-on. But the rewards are well worth the effort. By making journaling a daily habit, you can cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness, clarity, and control over your life. Time, the most valuable resource you're wasting. Let's move on to another fundamental principle of Stoic philosophy: the proper use of time. Seneca, another of the great Stoic thinkers, was acutely aware of the value of time. In his essay on the shortness of life, he writes, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it today." These words are more relevant than ever. We live in a world filled with distractions: social media, streaming services, endless notifications, all designed to capture our attention and consume our time. But here's the hard truth. Every minute you spend on these meaningless activities is time you'll never get back. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and yet it's the one we're most careless with. Think about it. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Once it's gone forever. So what can you do about it? The Stoics offer a simple but powerful solution. Prioritize your time as if it were your most precious commodity, because it is. Start by identifying the activities that truly matter to you, the ones that align with your values, your goals, and your purpose. Then, ruthlessly eliminate or reduce the time you spend on anything that doesn't serve those priorities. For example, consider how much time you spend on social media. What if you could cut that time in half? Or even eliminate it altogether? How much more could you accomplish? How much more fulfilled would you be? To help you reclaim your time, I want to propose a simple exercise. Disconnect from social media for just one day. Use that time to engage in something meaningful. Read a book, take a walk, spend time with loved ones, or even just sit in silence and reflect. This exercise is more than just a detox, it's a way to remind yourself of what truly matters. By disconnecting from the noise, you give yourself the space to connect with what's important. And when you make this a regular practice, you'll find that you're more present, more productive, and more in tune with your life. But it's not just about cutting out distractions, it's also about making the most of the time you have. The Stoics believed in living each day as if it were your last, not in a reckless or hedonistic way, but with a deep sense of urgency and purpose. What would you do if today were your last day on Earth? What would you say? Who would you spend time with? These are the questions the Stoics ask themselves daily, and they can be a powerful guide for how you choose to live your life. The timing of emotions, mastering your reactions. This brings us to another key element of Stoic philosophy: the timing of your emotions. Emotions are a natural part of being human, but the Stoics believe that it's not the emotions themselves that are the problem, it's how we handle them. According to the Stoics, our emotions have 3 stages. The first stage is an automatic reaction, something that's hardwired into our biology and largely outside of our control. The third stage is when the emotion has fully taken over, and by then, it's often too late to change course. But the second stage, this is where the magic happens. This is the moment when you still have a choice in how you respond. The Stoics taught that by intervening in this second stage, you can prevent a negative emotion from spiraling out of control, and instead, choose a response that aligns with your values and long-term goals. Let's take anger as an example. Imagine someone says something that offends you. Your initial reaction might be to lash out, to defend yourself or to retaliate. But if you can pause just for a moment and ask yourself, is this the response I want to choose? Will this help or hurt the situation? You might find that your anger begins to dissipate. You might choose to respond with patience, understanding, or even just silence. This isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about mastering them. The Stoics believe that emotions are like wild horses. Left unchecked, they can lead you in all sorts of destructive directions. But with training and discipline, you can harness their power and direct them in a way that serves you rather than harms you. And this doesn't just apply to anger. It applies to fear, jealousy, frustration, and all the other emotions that can cloud our judgment and lead us astray. By mastering the timing of your emotions, you gain control over your life in a way that few people ever do. You become the master of your fate, rather than a victim of your circumstances. Prioritize gratitude, the art of recognizing what you have. Finally, let's talk about the power of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools in the Stoics' toolkit, and yet, it's one that's often overlooked. Marcus Aurelius began each day by giving thanks for the people and situations that had taught him something, and this practice helped him stay grounded, humble, and focused on what truly mattered. You see, gratitude isn't just about being polite or saying thank you when someone holds the door open for you. It's about recognizing the impermanence of life and appreciating what you have while you have it. The Stoics believe that everything in life is temporary: our possessions, our relationships, even our own lives. And by acknowledging this impermanence, we can cultivate a deep sense of appreciation for the present moment. So, how can you bring more gratitude into your life? Start by taking a few minutes each day to reflect on what you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be anything grand. Sometimes the simplest things are the most powerful. Maybe you're grateful for the warm cup of coffee you enjoyed this morning, or for the support of a friend during a difficult time. Whatever it is, take a moment to really feel that gratitude, to let it fill you up. And here's the thing, the more you practice gratitude, the more you'll find to be grateful for. It's like a muscle: the more you use it, the stronger it gets. And as your gratitude grows, so too will your sense of contentment, peace, and happiness. Gratitude also helps to shift your focus away from what you lack and towards what you have. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of more money, more success, more recognition. But the Stoics understood that true happiness isn't found in acquiring more, it's found in appreciating what you already have. By practicing gratitude, you remind yourself of all the good things in your life, and you cultivate a sense of abundance, even in the midst of challenges. So I want to challenge you, start a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big or small, but make sure you really take the time to reflect on them. And over time, you'll find that this simple practice can have a profound impact on your outlook and your overall sense of well-being. If you've made it this far, let me tell you that you've already taken the first step towards a more fulfilling and successful life. The Stoic secrets you just discovered are powerful, and the best part is they're practical. They're not abstract theories, but tools you can start applying today. So what's holding you back? Stop putting off those changes you know you need to make, and start applying these Stoic principles in your life. Let me know in the comments which of these secrets resonates with you the most. I'd love to hear it. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more life-changing content. See you in the next video, where we'll keep exploring more Stoic teachings to improve every aspect of our lives. Until next time.